The amount of down payment that you need to buy your first house in or around the Woodstock area may not actually be the same as what you're reading about online. Hi, I'm Teighan Morris. I'm a realtor with the realty firm, and I'm back with part 7 to my 10-part series called Keys to Knowing, a series where I talk about helpful information and tips so that first-time homebuyers just like you can feel more educated about buying your first house. Today, we're talking all about down payments. First and foremost, what is a down payment? A down payment is a portion of the payment towards the mortgage that is not covered by the loan. It's essentially cash that you have to put down on purchasing a property. The amount of the down payment that you will need to buy a house is going to vary on a variety of things, and that's exactly what I'm going to be talking about in today's video. First and foremost, the down payment is typically impacted by the purchase price of the property. For example, a property under $500,000 usually requires 5% down. However, on properties between $500,000 and $1.5 million will typically require 5% down on the first $500,000 and then 10% down on the balance above $500,000 and below $1.5 million. And for properties above $1.5 million, a lender will typically require you to have a 20% down payment or more. Here's the key thing that not enough people are aware of, and that's the fact that your down payment is impacted by more than just the purchase price of that property. Things like your credit score can impact how much down payment a lender is requiring of you, or the state of the property. This is a big one that not everyone thinks about or even knows. If you're buying, let's say, more of a fixer-upper, a lender could potentially require you to have a greater down payment, and that's because the lender perceives the property to be more of a risk. Another thing to be aware of is how is the property going to be used. If it's your primary residence, the amount of down payment you need is typically going to vary versus if you're buying the property as an investment property to rent out. And if you put less than 20% down on a property, you're typically going to have to pay mortgage insurance. None of this is intended to be mortgage advice. As a real estate agent, it is not my job to handle the mortgage side of things, but a lot of people simply go online, they watch TikToks or they read articles, and they think mortgages are one size fit all. That's simply not the case. And as a realtor, one of my biggest pieces of advice is to work with a trusted mortgage professional in order to get a clearer picture of what your personal situation looks like. If you've been thinking about buying your first house, or maybe you're just not sure how much house you can actually afford, reach out, send me a DM. I would be more than happy to connect you to one of the trusted mortgage professionals that is in my network in order to help get you a pre-approval so that we can go out and start looking at properties for sale in or around the Woodstock area.